Pascrell.
I find it remarkable, yeah, that's the word I want to use right now, that there's such an effort to take Social Security off the table. I know it's a live wire, but you haven't heard the end of it. Because if you take it off the table, don't worry about it. You go back to the language of 2015 and 2011, same language. What about the administration? What about the Social Security Administration? You would say that this also for the Social Security Administration? I mean, they got to get paid. They got to do their job, continue to do their job. Or do you want to eliminate the administration, the Social Security Administration?
So, sir, the questions of what I want, since that's outside the scope, but I will address the preceding portion. Nothing in this text prohibits the payment of obligations related to the processing of Social Security benefits. Generally, those administrative costs for the processing and payment of Social Security benefits are covered by the Social Security trust funds, which this provides the authority to borrow and redeem to.
Well, you've said multiple times that nothing in the legislation prevents. And I find that to be very, very interesting in terms of you're placing before us legislation, not you personally, but you're placing before us specific legislation to ease our minds, about default. You have not in any way, I want you to know this, not your fault. You're only here to do your technical job. Thank you for doing that. But you have no idea.
This is the official definition of vaccine hesitancy, according to the World Health Organization. But it's become a catch-all to broadly describe the...
I'm not a ventriloquist, that's something else. But you can't guarantee us anything. And that's not because you're inadequate, it's because we are inadequate. And for such a critical issue, and I'll end on this point, such a critical issue we're talking about, I mean, this is the whole ball of wax for the next 2 years. I believe that this is going to be a critical issue in the campaign next year. That's what I personally believe. That's only my belief. It's going to be a humdinger to convince senior citizens. And we don't mean you, soldiers. We don't mean you. Well, who in God's name do you mean? You certainly don't mean China. It's a little confusing for the average person. That's why the average person isn't here today. They don't even know about this till recently. This is a subject, I think, that needs to be discussed a few days. We're talking about the whole gazilla here. $32 trillion. That's what we're talking about. And you're not going to put it to sleep.